Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League Spike Magazine Trophy. We're in week number 5. It's the middle of the competition, and I think we're gonna have a murderous game tonight. Tonight we're gonna have I Want to Be Like Doug versus Subductisupercilicarptors, Richard Cranium versus Berserker Tempest, Dwarves versus Underworld Denizens. This is game 1 of a doubleheader tonight. Let's take a look at the standings before we talk about these two teams. In Division A. Oh, Boot Polish, thank you for the bits. Boot Polish cheering for the Underworld team. In first place with their win last night, Dead Fred's Real American Heroes, a Dark Elf team. They're in first place in Division A with a record of 3-1-0. They dethroned Nick Satan's Cenozoic Park, a Lizard team. They are in second place with a record of 3-0-1, and in third place, S. Beavers, the Dead Poets, an Dead team, undefeated with a record of 2-3-0. And in Division B, Elphinus Australis, Eric's team, won last night. A Wood Elf team, 3-1-0 is their record. They dethroned current league champion Doug the Minotaur and his White Skull Windbreakers. An Orc team, 3-1-0 is their record as well. They are in second place with a TD diff of 5+ instead of 6+. And in third place, Venger's Mr. Yuck, a Nurgle team, 2-1-1 is their record. Richard Cranium up tonight, a Dwarven team. I Want to Be Like Doug. They're facing off against Berserker Tempest, Underworld Denizens. First up, the home team. I Want to Be Like Doug, coming in a TV of 1,500,000. 505,000? Let's try that one more time. 1,505,000 gold. With a 14-player roster, 1 apothecary, 5 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. You can see he has 155k in the bank. He'll have to roll for spiraling expenses unless he wants to spend that money before the match. I imagine he'll take the roll. It's a 1/6 chance that he loses anything at all, and if he does, it's only a maximum of 30k. Pepperoni Roller, the Death Roller. We've seen this guy before. He's back again tonight. Oh my goodness. Strength 7 player with Mighty Blow +1 and Dirty Player not +1, +2. Also has Stand Firm naturally. Queso Bill, Wyatt Burt, Meatloaf, and the Soyest of Rogers are all blockers, all linemen with the guard skill. One has Mighty Blow as well. He has General So, a blitzer with the guard skill. Kevin Bacon here tonight once again has the tackle skill, has the block skill. He can level up. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't take Fend. I think Fend would be my next choice. We'll see what Richard Cranium wants to do. And then, of course, the Troll Slayer, Zolinar the Mountain on this roster. He's going to be up against this Underworld team tonight. Subductisupercilicarptors coming in at a TV of 880,000 gold. This is what Underworld wants, right? They want that TD, or not TD diff. They want they want the TV diff. Berserker Tempest. First of all, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome to the stream. Good luck tonight. I have faith in you. All right, focus. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players on this roster. 1 will not be starting tonight. 1 of these snotlings not starting. 1 apothecary, 1 dedicated fan, 3 rerolls. The big guy in Chatimus Flatulence has picked up the claw skill. That'll be really important skill for Berserker Tempest this evening, going up against this dwarf team. He has a Skaven Thrower, Skaven Blitzer, a Gutter Runner, 6 Snotlings, 1's not starting. I'd be surprised if he doesn't put that 6th one on the roster tonight. They're just 15k, and they're very important for an Underworld team. How are the two teams going to play? Well, let's talk about the Dwarves first. They're pretty easy, right? The Dwarves, well, not easy, but they're easy to understand. Dwarves are very slow. MA4 across the board. The Blitzers are 5, the Runners are 6, the Troll Slayers 5 as well. They have tons of block. They tend to pick up guard because they want to stay grouped up. This is what Richard Cranium is naturally doing. He has a couple of players with Mighty Blow. He does have that secret weapon in Pepperoni Roller. They're going to stay bunched up. They're going to start bashing this fragile Underworld team into the ground. That is their sole game plan tonight. Hold on to that ball. Keep that ball protected with all of your teammates. punch the opposing team. The end, right? The big downside, of course, is that loss of speed. They only have an MA of 4. They want to stay caged up, meaning that they're not going to move further than 4 spaces on any given turn. And that means that all, quote unquote all, but all the defense has to do is stay in front of this offense. If they can stay in front of the offense, they come out on top. The problem is it's a fragile team and they're going to be eating a ton of blocks turn after turn after turn. So what can, and let's talk about these level ups, by the way. So Kevin Bacon, right? He can level up. I imagine he'll pick up Fen, right? Because if Kevin Bacon, he's going to be the ball carrier. If a blitz gets in on the ball carrier at all, then Kevin Bacon can use Fend. He gets pushed back and says, up, keep your distance, right? And now this AG3 player with the ball doesn't have to make the risky dodge. I think Fend is a smart pick on Kevin Bacon. I'm also, I'm not as good as these players. I'm not as good as these coaches, so maybe they have something else up their sleeve, but I think Fend is going to be the next pick. He can also level up Pepperoni Roller if he wishes. I have absolutely no idea what you take on a Death Roller, but remember, these level ups are going to increase his TV and give that much more money back to Berserker Tempest tonight. This Underworld team, we talked about how fragile they are. They're going to be taking fists to the face all night long. How can they possibly survive? Well, that's going to come down to 3 things. The Snotlings, the fouling game, and the inducements. 6 Snotlings on the pitch. They have the right stuff, or not the right stuff. They have, what's the skill called? Swarming, that's what it is. They have swarming. Swarming means that after the kick, you roll a D3, and you can put that many more swarming players on the pitch, provided you had that many swarming players on the pitch to begin with. In other words, if you start with 3 swarming players, you roll a D3 and get a 3, you're going to get 3 more swarming players on the pitch, up to a maximum of 14 players to start with. That is huge. Sure, they're strength 1. Sure, they're AV6+. They're not very fast. They're not very agile, but they are stunty, they are titchy, they have the dodge skill. Every single dodge is a 2+. That means you can get them to where you need them to be no matter what. And that in turn gives you lots of options on an Underworld team. He can use these players to foul. He can use these players to set up tackle zones. He can use these players to get the assists on the block. And I think tonight, Berserker Tempest getting at least 625,000 gold in petty cash tonight. I think he's picking up a whole bunch of bribes, and I think he's going to try to foul these dwarves into submission. Fouling is a great way to get through the armor value of an opposing team. These dwarves have thick skulls, they have high armor, but every assist you can get on a foul is going to reduce their armor by 1. When you have a whole bunch of cheapo players and you get to start with more players than anybody else does, that's a great time to foul. You pick up a bribe to even keep them on the pitch, and now you're just murdering players, right? I think that's the game plan that Berserker Tempest wants to put into effect tonight. He wants to go out there, turn 1, find a guy, knock him down, foul him. Turn 2, find a guy, knock him down, foul him, and start removing players. The more of these dwarves he can remove, the less they have, which means they get weaker and weaker as they bunch up. If you can remove some of these guys with the guard skill, all the better. I think that's the way he goes into this game tonight and tries to win this. He has a lot more money to spend as well. He can pick up a whole bunch of star players. He can pick, well, 2 really, but he can pick up a wizard as well. He has his choice of star players. There's a few that I don't like, but we could see Morg. We could see Bomber Dribblesnot. Bomber Dribblesnot would be great against a Dwarven team, right? You throw a bomb, the Dwarves have a PA of 5+, they're probably not going to catch it and throw it back at you. So chuck a bomb and blow up a whole bunch of Dwarves. How fun would that be? I think Bomber's a great pick, but we'll see what Berserker Tempest chooses here in tonight's game. He has a lot of options. $625,000 gold in petty cash to spend. Ripper is an option for 250. You can see Morganthorn, also an option for 380. You can get Varag Gulchur as well. I mean, I don't know if Morg's worth... Well, Mighty Blow +2 makes it pretty worth it. Maybe Morg's worth it. 380k, you pick up a Morg. Well, don't pick up a Morg. Well, you know, maybe pick up a Morg, but also pick up Morg. Morgan Thorpe for 380, I think is a good pick. You can pick up a Wizard, you can get a couple of bribes as well. I think that's the way he goes. But he's really considering his options here, and so he should. He's got a minute left to figure out his inducements. Bribes 50k a piece. He can pick up 3 of those. That's 150. A Wizard brings him up to 300. That gives him 325 left to spend. That would put him out of Morg territory. He could certainly pick up Varag Ghoul Chewer. He could certainly pick up Ripper Bolgrot. He could eschew the Wizard for Morg. I think Morg's not a bad pickup. Oh, he's going to pick up Helmet Wolf. So he's picking up Helmet Wolf. Helmet Wolf, a chainsaw player. He's getting all 3 bribes. Chainsaw is a secret weapon. That means once Helmet Wolf is on the pitch, he's out there for a single drive unless a bribe is spent. So he's going to need to make real good use of that chainsaw in order to see value out of Helmet. And we'll see if he can make it happen. I want to be like Doug, wins the coin toss. They're going to start on offense. Subductisupercilicarptors to be on defense. 3 bribes. What is that card? 3 bribes, 1 Wizard. They picked up a bunch of kegs as well. Doug Domenico says, Blood Bowl with dinner. Very nice. Welcome to the MAML Blood Bowl Dinner Theater. Subductisupercilicarptors setting up their defense in an anchor formation. They have that gutter runner in a safety position rather than a halfback position. They're going to keep him alive. He's very, very fast. One of the fastest, really the fastest piece in Blood Bowl with an MA of 9. Being very methodical here, putting 3 Snotlings on the line here. Oh boy. All 3 Snotlings are gonna get murdered. All right, he's going with 3 Snotlings on the line. Remember, they have an AV of 6+ and a strength of 1, which means every single block from this Dwarven team is going to be a 3-die block, regardless of assists. 6+ breaks armor. That's not hard to do. I imagine we'll see Richard Cranium put at least a Mighty Blow player. He has 2 of them. And there's, yeah, yes indeed, Queso Bill, the other Mighty Blow player. He's currently in the center position. The other one, of course, Pepperoni Roller. He's off in the right wide zone. He'll be looking to foul someone. Upash asked, does Pepperoni Roller even have to roll on a foul? He does. All right, just 4, well, I guess technically 8 on the line, but here's the kick. Middling kick by Subductus. They get a 2 on the D2. They started with 3 Snotlings, so they'll get 2 more onto the pitch here. 13 players for Subductisupercilicarptors. Already a 2-man player advantage, but we'll see how long this defensive line lasts. Putting the Snotlings on the line is cannon fodder. Oh, scary set of blocks. Quick snap on the kickoff event. Rolls D2, so 5 players who are open get to move 1 space. Richard Cranium moves 2 players, the 2 runners. Pepperoni Roller, of course, going to move across the line of scrimmage, as is the Sunday Kid to the right of him. And now General So moves forward. We'll see where the ball bounces. 1 space forward to the left of who else? Kevin Bacon. 3 3-die blocks to get things started here. He'll reposition a few players, yep, to get some protection on the ball, and then he's going to punch some Snotlings. Doug Miniature says, please, Snuffle, don't let that Death Roller get 2 more SPP and get Sneaky Git. 3-die block on the right defensive end. 6+ will break armor here. That's a dead Snotling. Turn 1, Death, let's go. Turn 1, Death. Sidestep here. Final block on the line will be a knockdown. Does not break armor. it might be Boot Polish. Here comes the blitz. 3-die blitz on Meryl Streakus. Gets a pal. This is the number 15 Skaven lineman or Skaven clanrat. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Death Roller has Mighty Blow and Dirty Player. +1 to the Mighty Blow, +2 to Dirty Player. Ball now in the hands of Rora King Cleats, the number 13 rookie runner. Ball on, I want to be like Doug's 8-yard line. Subductus will have an option to use their wizard before and after each of their turns. It'll be crucial to decide when to use that. You don't want to just burn it for no reason. It's something that you spent 150k on, and so you really want to get maximum value out of that. And often that is just having the threat of the wizard. By having the threat of the wizard, you're forcing your opponent to behave differently. You can see that Richard Cranium doesn't want to group up a whole bunch of dwarves when there's a fireball threat. Helmet Wolf to blitz with the chainsaw. Gets a stun on the Sunday Kid. Helmet Wolf and Pepperoni Roller will both only be on the pitch for this drive unless a bribe is spent. I want to be like Doug. Has none. Subductisupercilicarptors have 3. They take the blitz with take the blitz with Helmet Wolf and off he roll. He runs into the backfield. He says, I'm done. I'm good. Repositioning the troll backwards as well. Pulls back a Snotling, so he's really pulling these players back. Wow, full retreat here for the defense. Remember, these snotlings are always a 2+, so he's going to try to dodge them away. There's the first one. Cleopatra will have a 2+, 2+. Failed the first one. We'll probably call it here and just let it lie and hope Cleopatra stays on the pitch. Indeed she does. Turn 2, back to I want to be like Doug. So the defense just runs away here. Giving up a significant portion of the pitch here, about a quarter of the pitch in full retreat. Trying to keep their players alive. But I want to be like Doug says, get back here. Takes a mark on the number 7 clan rat in the left wide zone, and the snotling just to the right of that player. Pepperoni roller blitz 7 strength means 3-die block against anybody who's strength 3. He'll get a knockdown here. 7+ will break armor, but doesn't get it. Pulling that pepperoni roller, pulling that death roller back a space because he wants to keep it protected, not because it's in danger of getting removed, but because he wants to be able to maneuver this player to get the blitz that he's looking for. Vorik, the ball carrier, is going to advance across the line of scrimmage and is now on the opposing 2-yard line, smack dab at center pitch. And that'll be the turn. Turn 2 coming back to Subductisupercilicarptors. I slept for just over 2 hours 2 nights ago, and then I got a full night's sleep tonight. It's a very different feeling. Of course, maybe I should sleep less more often, because today I decided to buy. So I have like a robotic Optimus Prime, like you can program it, and it's like it has servos and stuff, and it's remote controlled, and it transforms on its own. I bought the trailer for it today, so the robot's pretty big. The cab portion, the trailer is 3 feet long. And it costs just shy of $800. Oh man, I am what you call irresponsible. 2-die blitz on Gravy Crockett. Somebody gonna get a push out of this. All right, tried to use pro to get the reroll, doesn't get it. But it's gonna be the coolest toy ever. Repositions Helmet Wolf to be safe, using Helmet Wolf as his fouler in very similar fashion as to how Richard Cranium is using Pepperoni Roller. Going in for the foul, going back to safety. Wow, pulling back the gutter runner as well. All right, not pulling back the rest of the defense, leaving his tackle zones in place. He's giving up 1, 2, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. Here's the first one against Daryl Streakus. Breaks armor, gets a KO. And now a 1-man player advantage for I want to be like Doug. 3-die block. Triple 12th down result, but that's the value of block. Only gets a stun on the number 6 Snotling. And now a 2-die block on the clan rat in the left wide zone will be a push. Probably advance this ball at least 1 more space on this turn. has a block and a blitz on the table. Here's the blitz. He's going to forego the block. 3-die blitz gets a POW against number 10. This is the Skaven thrower. 7+ breaks armor, but can't do it. Remember, I want to be like Doug's absolutely going to lose the Death Roller unless he succeeds at arguing the call. Whereas Berserker Tempest has those 3 bribes if he chooses to use them on Helmet Wolf to keep Helmet Wolf on the pitch. Footballer says, that's twice he survived. I want to buy his armor. Oh man, can you imagine if you could sell, if you could engage in trade? Turn 3 now for Subductus. Wisely hanging on to that fireball again. That's doing work even if he's not using it. 2-die blitz to get things started with the troll. Gets a pal here. Has to be careful with those immediate blitzes. The troll, being the big guy, has a nega trait. And that nega trait is really stupid. If he fails the really stupid roll, he's going to stare off into space. It's a 2+ when he's adjacent to a friendly piece. Otherwise, it's a 4+. But he's trying to take advantage of that claw skill. Claw is going to treat everybody's AV as if it's an 8+, which against these high armor dwarves is a great boon for this Underworld team. Helmet Wolf moves to center pitch. Skaven Blitzer moves to the left of Helmet Wolf to try to cover him, give him some protection. Berserker Tempest with no respect for these Snotlings. These Snotlings need to unionize. You guys deserve better. Just being tossed to the wolves like this is some sort of violent game. Press dodge, applying pressure now. Ooh. Applying pressure with the number 7 clan rat. Takes a mark on the ball carrier, but now finds himself marked by 2 opposing dwarves. That's a skillless clan rat. He's a rookie. So he'll be eating a 2-die block at least. And it'll certainly be by Wyatt Burp with the block skill. Turn 4 back to I want to be like Doug. Remember, Berserker Tempest's job on defense here is just to stop the score. If he can do that, he'll come out on top in this half. In lieu of that, I think he wants to be removing people, but I mean, he's up against a real tough team. It's a really tough team to come up against. Boot Polish, thank you very much for the bits. Double pals on that clan rat and gonna break armor. Got a stun out of it. Good stun here. Or I want to be like Doug. They're going to remove that clan rat as a problem for a turn, and will probably leave him behind. Oh, you dirty, dirty monster. I went for the 3-die blitz with the death roller on a snotling, on an innocent snotling, I might add, who's done no wrong. But Nuffle was wise in that game. 3-die block's going to result in a push. Ball carrier is going to shift laterally back to the right. Ball still on the 4-yard line. Plenty of time here for I want to be like Doug. Lots and lots of space on the pitch for this Dwarven team. You can see just where these tackle zones are, right? Got one here. You've got tackle zones here, right? Exerting all of these tackle zones. Exerting tackle zones here. Got this covered. Right? Commanding mid-pitch. Berserker Tempest thinking carefully on this turn, how he wants this turn to end. Almost certainly looking for a way to get in on the ball carrier, but I don't really see the avenue unless he goes in with a Snotling. The problem is the Snotling's not going to do a lot of work marking the ball carrier. 2-die blitz with the Troll. Has to re-roll this. Can't get through the loner roll, and that is a turnover. That is the danger with these big guys that we just talked about. Took the block with the big guy, going up against a skilled player. Meaning the player had the block skill, the big guy did not. Rolled double skulls, or both down results. Spent a reroll to try to keep the drive alive. Failed the loner roll, and that's a turnover. Second quarter begins here. I want to be like Doug, gets another removal, and now a 2-man player advantage for the Dwarven team. Good stun. Another 2-die block, this time on the number 14 Clan Rat over in the right wide zone. Breaks armor yet again, and gets another removal. Three-man player advantage now. For I want to be like Doug. Two-die blitz by the biggest Ragu. Gets a pal here, looking for that 9+ on Stretchus Marcus. Boy, another armor break. And another removal. 4-man player advantage for I want to be like Doug. Oppo's going to be spent here. And it's going to be a serious injury, I think. Yeah. Doesn't want to lose that edge. Takes it as a serious injury, and that's a resource gone. So the Apothecary can only be spent once per match, and there it is. Tried to keep that blitzer in the game. Didn't work out there. And now the ball carrier going to casually walk down pitch, waving to the fans on the sideline. The ball's now on the opposing 14-yard line. Real tough team to go up against this Dwarven team. I don't think you'll find a lot of coaches that look forward to this matchup. And now I want to be like Doug. On the bonus clock for the first time this game. Has the ball in the hands of the rookie runner, trying to get some SPP on that runner. 3 SPP will bring him up to 6. And 6 will give him enough to level up and pick up his first skill. For the first time this ball game, Richard Cranium not afraid of the fireball with 4 on the corner here. I think Berserker... Oh, he's going to use it! My goodness! Oh, those dwarves! Spent the fireball, and nobody flinched except the front right corner of the cage, the biggest Ragu, and all he got out of that was a stun. So that's the fireball spent as well. So they've marked the death roller. This is their chance to try to blitz the ball carrier. They've also marked General So they can come from the front. They can come from the side. They'd have to dodge out of the Soy Suffrages, so they come from the side. So they'll probably take the blitz from the front. I don't think they have a player with the block skill to do it, though. So we'll just have to hope for the best. King Cleats doesn't have any skills, so doesn't have the block skill himself. Here comes the blitz. Oh, he dodges with Helmet Wolf. 2-die blitz here. This is going to be a both down result unless he spends the reroll. Spent the reroll with Pro. Oh, but only got a push. Would have had a knockdown on the first roll, but it would have been a turnover. And re-rolled it with Pro to only get a push, pushing King Cleats to safety over to the left sideline. Tried to stand up the troll, but failed a really stupid test. Spent a reroll here. Got through the loner roll this time. He really wanted to stand up that troll. It made sure he marked Queso Bill. So it's another reroll spent. Subductisupercilicarptors down to 1 reroll for the half. And Subductus on the bonus clock. Tried to go in for the knockdown. Could have had the knockdown, but really couldn't have capitalized on it, even if he got the knockdown. Decided to spend the reroll, got a push out of that. That's going to keep Helmet Wolf on his feet, at least for now. But I want to be like Doug, setting up the blocks. Helmet Wolf only with a strength of 3. Two-die block on the number 7 Clan Rat behind the ball carrier. This will be a POW and an 8+ breaks armor. An 8+ is not a lot. Doesn't get the armor break though. Remember, it's a 4-man player advantage for I Want to Be Like Doug currently. 3 permanent removals on the game, 3 knockouts. It's a 50-50 roll for every single one of those players, whether they come back onto the pitch. At the beginning of every drive, every player you have knocked out, you're going to roll a d6. And with the exception of certain modifiers, for example, Berserker Tempest has some Bloodwiser kegs. Each keg is going to reduce the necessary 2-hit value by 1. So normally it's a 4+, so it's a 50-50. You roll 1 time for every... You roll once per player. And for Berserker Tempest, it's going to be a 2+, so he will more than likely get back off 3. A blitz on the Skaven Thrower is going to result in a stun. I wouldn't be like Doug. Probably going to park this ball somewhere around the 20 or the 22. Well, probably the 18. Oh, he doesn't have any players left. Maybe not. Oh, he will indeed. So he'll move the ball forward to the 18. Oh, I didn't realize he knocked down the pepperoni roller on the fireball. SP Beaver, welcome to the stream. Stands up. Do you say stands up the pepperoni roller? Re-engages with the steering wheel of the pepperoni roller. That'll end the assist here for the 2-die block against Helmet Wolf. He'll get a knockdown. Looking for a 9+. Helmet Wolf, the number 3 star player. And no armor break. Turn 6 for I Want to Be Like Doug. They're on the bonus clock. 50-50 dodge here by Queso Bill. Says, I'm good. I'm cool. I'll just lay back down. Turn 6 for Subductisupercilicarptors. They have 3 turns to try to stop the score, but they are down a whole slew of players. 6 players removed from the pitch this drive. They started with 13. Subductus trying to figure out what their strategy should be for these final 3 turns of the half. Wow, failed a rush with Cleopatra. Spends the final reroll to take the mark on Pepperoni Roller. Subductus with no rerolls left for the half. Takes the 2 die on the soyest of Rogers. Will only get a push out of this. Activating that troll for the claw ability. Claw ability is very strong in this matchup. But wow. That was the fastest gutter runner I've ever seen. Running the gutter runner to safety, I think that's a wise move. Turn 7 for I Want to Be Like Doug. Trying to leverage that claw skill against this team, which is a sound tactic. The problem is it's a big guy, right? So it's a very tricky calculus to do. Do I risk activating the troll and failing the die roll, and perhaps I needed to not fail that die roll because I don't need a turnover? Or do I leave that troll alone, but I'm not leveraging claw? And that's something that every coach needs to learn in this game. And it can be tricky to do. Everyone fails at it from time to time. We've seen Berserker Tempest go in for those blitzes and trying to leverage claw, and we've seen the die roll fail as well. Speaking of speaking of so, speaking of making the odds safe for your die rolls there, so you can see 3 skulls there, 2 both down results on the 3 die block on the Snotling, but had the block skill. A very important skill in this game. Tempest with a fresh Underworld team, which makes this matchup all the more harder. All the more harder? Is that all the more hard? What just happened here? Oh, he's here. He punched him. First injury with the Death Roller on Helmet Wolf. So Helmet Wolf's going to be injured and removed from the game. I Want to Be Like Doug. You might be thinking, why did he use the Death Roller on a star player, on a secret weapon star player? And that's because Berserker Tempest has 3 bribes. So he wanted to get Helmet Wolf out of the game, and he did so with the Death Roller. Good use of the Death Roller here. I am in awe of the Soy Stuff Rogers. Punched Butch Casserole into orbit. That's not even Butch Casserole. That's sorry, that's the Gutter Runner. 8 removals for I Want to Be Like Doug in this half. Yeah. I think he's. Oh boy, I think he needed to rush with the Gutter Runner. 6-man player advantage for I Want to Be Like Doug. Subductus Just hoping for this this half to end so they can regroup in the second half. Uphill block with Cleopatra. Took a 3-9 uphill block against the pepperoni roller. Got KO'd for that. What a hero. 2-9 block now on turn 8 for I Want to Be Like Doug. They have 2 rerolls left, so they're gonna take their blocks before scoring. Goes in for the assist against the thrower. 3, 4, 5. It's a 2-die block currently on the thrower. 6. Still a 2-die block, and there's the 7th 3-die block on the thrower with the block skill. Boy, that was close. Gotta push. Not sure there's anything else he's gonna do here but score. He does have the death roller, but maybe doesn't want to get called off the pitch before scoring. I'll take the blitz instead. Oh, I think you take the push. Oh, is he gonna push his luck? Take the push, yeah. So give him another block this time with the biggest ragu. There you go. Got the pow. Good action order here by Richard Cranium. Sure, he doesn't get the mighty blow, but I think the block is preferable here. And there's the score. Well done. 1-0. The Dwarves. I Want to Be Like Doug. Take the lead. So they're all just dead. Tried to argue the call, didn't work out. Said, "Hey, ref, this death roller, that's not a secret weapon." But the ref is wise to your game, Richard Cranium. He knows that's a secret weapon. He knows a secret weapon when he sees one. 1 turn left in the half, unless there's a timeout. And here's the score to take the lead in the ball game. 1-0 on the rookie runner. That runner will be able to level up. Well done. Old gamer Mike says, "Ref, that's not a death roller, that's a Zamboni." All right. Richard Cranium screening out the pitch, putting 3 on the line as he must do. All of the KOs came back for Subductus as expected. They'll get 1 turn. If they get an extra turn out of this, they'll have a real opportunity to score. They can conceivably score with a 1-turn touchdown with the Troll, right? The Troll has throw teammate. The Snotlings have right stuff. So the Troll, if he can get the ball in the hands of this Snotling here, the Troll can throw up to a short pass away. So that's 6. And then if the can the Snotling do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So there's the scoring. There's the path, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rush, rush. Gets the ball. Yeah, got the ball in the hands of number 2 here on the high kick. No rerolls left for this. Might as well just go for broke, I think. Not even worry about the line. We'll see what Berserker Tempest wants to do. I'm very risk averse. So if he wants to score here, well, the least amount of dice is by just going for the score. We'll see what he decides to do. Needs to get the maximum distance on the throw, which means he's all right. He's going to throw probably straight down pitch. Snotling lands on his feet. Let's go. Let's go. This is probably not the best position for the Snotling. Not that, you know, he really had a choice here on the throw. But he can't move laterally, so that's going to be a 1, 2, 3. Do it! Do it, little Snotling! Do it! Go! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! One turn touchdown by Subductisupercilicarptors. Every dodge a 2+. There it is. What a score by the defense. And now with a tie ball game, everything has changed for Subductisupercilicarptors. Had a brutal first half, had a whole bunch of removals, 8 removals, I believe. And then with 1 turn left, they are due a turn. They got it, scored. 1-1 is the game now. Subductisupercilicarptors, their job now is to get on the board and not allow this Dwarven team enough time to score. That means there's 2 things he needs to keep in mind. 1, don't give them a full half to score. And 2, stay alive. Keep enough people on the pitch that you can defend when you give them an opportunity to score. That means either stalling for the full half, or that means really figuring out where you can go. Now that he has the ball, I don't think he wants to play the fouling game. He's down a bunch of players as well. What he might be able to do is pull back and try to stall it out down here. He does have the speed advantage, but I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough call here for Berserker Tempest. He's not out of the woods yet. All right, I want to be like Doug. Trying to screen out the pitch here. 3 on the line, spread wide. A handful of linebackers and 3 in the secondary. 5-man offensive line for Subductisupercilicarptors. They have Cleopatra right behind that troll. Oh, don't do it again. Don't do it again. You can't do it twice. Don't you snub your nose at Nuffle that way. He'll almost always, I don't want to say always, he's down a number of players at this point. He has 8 on the pitch. So a 3-man player advantage for the Dwarven team. But he'll try to keep a Snotling near the troll. Probably more so when it comes close to him trying to score and maybe doesn't have an opportunity to. That's a good way to do it. If he gets just 5 spaces down pitch, right, or 6 spaces down pitch, now that throw becomes a real threat, because instead of having to do the short pass, he can do the quick pass. And I want to be like Doug's going to have to be real cognizant of that fact. Nuffle gives Subductisupercilicarptors an extra reroll. They're up to 4 rerolls for the rest of the game here. That ball, very shallow onside kick here. Can you call it an onside kick? It's not really an onside kick, but a very shallow kick here by the Dwarven team. It's on the 2-yard line in the left wide zone. That is not where Berserker Tempest wants that ball. Very, very risky, precarious position for the ball. He'll have to set up his protection first and then try to find a way to scoot that ball into that protection. He does have the Skaven thrower here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not where he wants to be. Might try to throw the ball here after the pickup. 3+ pickup. Fails the pickup. No! Probably was going to try to throw the ball there. Didn't declare the pass, however. Maybe he was going to try to cage up there, but failed the pickup. It was a 3+ pickup with sure hands, meaning he got a free re-roll on that pickup, failed both rolls, and that is a null turn. That's a turnover for Subductus, and now that thrower is in trouble, and the Dwarven team is going to descend upon this ball. The Underworld team was on offense to start this half, so they don't get a guaranteed free turn at the end of the half, so to speak. Right? You get the first turn, and you score on your last turn, on your turn 8. Then the other player has not taken their turn 8 yet, so they'll get a turn. The defensive player will always get that last turn. Unfortunately, the defensive player is the Dwarven team in this situation. Two-die blitz on the Skaven thrower, gets a POW, looking for an 8+. An armor break would be huge, doesn't get it. 3-die block on the number 5 Snotling. This will be a push. This is the left tackle on the offensive line. Does have sidestep, so Berserker Tempest will get to decide where the Snotling's going to end up. Three-die block on the right defensive tackle is going to be a POW. 6+ breaks armor by Paul Funden. Doesn't get it. Coming up after this game, scheduled for 9:30 p.m. tonight. That's UTC, or it's Eastern Daylight Time, so UTC -4. Will be Stairway to Nuffle versus Nevagana, El Nubarino versus Chime. That's going to be another Underworld team versus Orcs. That's going to happen about an hour and 40 minutes from now. Turn 10 for Subductus. Ball in the hands of none other than Kevin Bacon, the number 12 runner. Level 3, has tackle, has block, and has 12 SPP. You might be saving up for a characteristic on Kevin Bacon. I would be disgusted. Failed the really stupid roll with the troll. Spent the free reroll with the troll. Got through the loner roll and got a stun on Queso Bill. Two-die block on Butch Casserole. This will be a push as well. Meryl Streakus with the unskilled block. Good 2+ dodge by Cleopatra to take a mark on Kevin Bacon. Remember, these Snotlings have sidestep, so if Cleopatra is going to remain on her feet, then Berserker Tempest can elect to sidestep Cleopatra into a position where they continue to mark Kevin Bacon. Wow, really going in on the marks here. The thrower moves back up on this cage here. The problem with this is that this is giving a block to this this bashy team. So the Dwarven team with the block sale, they're going to come back for at least the 2-die on this fragile, unskilled meaning doesn't have the block skill, unskilled Skaven thrower. Number 12 gutter runner, more than likely the intended ball carrier for the drive. Now playing safety, gets a push, or Richard Cranium gets a push here on the first block of turn 10. And is going to push that thrower to the sideline. Second block on that thrower. There's the POW. Looking for an 8+. Doesn't get it. 3-die blitz on Cleopatra. got a pow out of that. 6+. Not hard to do here. We'll see if Cleopatra remains on the pitch. Breaks armor, got a stun, so she will remain on the pitch. It's going to lose a turn. Not only do you lose a turn when you're stunned, but when you're prone, it costs 3 MA to stand up. So Cleopatra on turn 12 will effectively only have 2 MA to work with. 3-die block way over on the right side of the line. Gets a knockdown here thanks to tackle. Tackle negates dodge. That is defender stumbles result. Gets the knockdown, doesn't break armor. Two-die block on the number 7 Clan Rat over on the right side of the line. This is a push. Pushes into a follow-up block. Sunday Kid will get 2 dice. And that's a good knockdown. Looking for the 8+. Doesn't get it. Turn 11 to Subductus. Oh boy, a great kick by this Dwarven defense. And the unfortunate failure of the sure hands skill. This is kind of a case study, so to speak, right? When we talk about the importance of action order, Berserker Tempest was put into a tough spot regardless, so this wasn't going to be easy one way or another. But he went for the ball pickup first. That's rolling dice. If you fail the die roll, that's a turnover. Perhaps he could have brought players in first. The movement doesn't have a die roll unless you rush. Now you've got at least some protection on the ball. Then you go for the die roll, and when you fail it, at least you've got a contingent of players to work with. Failed block by the troll. Turn 11, back to I want to be like Doug. First removal of the drive. 4-man player advantage now for I want to be like Doug. Three-die block on the number 2 Snotling is a triple push. They'll get a push out of this. All Snotlings have the sidestep ability. And Subductus is going to choose to sidestep this Snotling across the line of scrimmage. Another 3-die block on the Snotling. This time gets the POW. I leveled up my human catcher. I think I put sprint on him. Two-die block on the numbers. 2-die block. Why was that a 2-die block? Oh, because he was marked by the thrower. Trying to surf the thrower here. Oh no! Oh, I would have re-rolled that. I would have re-rolled that. Got a stun anyway. So even though he has the block skill there and got the knockdown there, looking for the surf, the both down result, when you have the block skill and the both down result, you don't get knocked down. And that goes for both the blocker and the defender of the block. But it doesn't push back either. It's the one result that results in a knockdown that doesn't push back. Another armor break by number 7. It's another stun out of this. think at this point, oh boy, I don't know what this Underworld team is going to do. If they can come up with a tactic that can force the score, they can still be in this game. Otherwise, they got to go after the ball, and I just don't know how you do that against this team with your resources depleted. You're down 4 players. Wizard's been spent. Star player has been removed from the pitch. Still has those bribes, but hasn't been fouling with the bribes. SP Beaver says, you had to sprint to a catcher? Are you trying to tempt Nuffle with rush rolls? I am. Use the troll to throw the number 5 Snotling as a bullet. As a Snotling bullet against the Sunday Kid. Knocks him down. Probably targeted Kevin Bacon. Oh man, I love that. I love that every time I see it. I think Morgan Thorg would have been a great star player here. All that strength and mighty blow. Not a secret weapon either, so would remain on the pitch hopefully for the entire duration of the game. Sending number 12 to safety. Number 12 running out of the drive. 3-die block now on the number 6 Snotling. Gets a knockdown. Breaks armor. Gets a KO. 5-man player advantage for I Want to Be Like Doug. Kevin Bacon to cage up on the 12-yard line. There he goes. Another KO. 6-man player advantage for the Dwarven team. Kevin Bacon. Stars of such hits like Footloose and Hollow Man. And that's all I can remember. Oh, he was in Friday the 13th too, wasn't he? Yeah. But now, of course, playing Blood Bowl. Had a season last season with Doug the Minotaur's team, now playing for Richard Cranium's team. Right? He just did those 3, right? Fourth quarter begins here. Subductisupercilicarptors started this turn on offense. Lost the ball immediately after the real short kick by the Dwarven team. Tried to pick the ball up, failed the ball pickup. And the Dwarven team immediately went on the offensive. Two-die blitz with the troll gets a push against the Sunday Kid. Remember, I don't want to harp on this too much, but it's really important to point out the value of the block skill. One of those die faces now becomes safe for you if you have the block skill. It's a big, big advantage. And not that, that's not to say that the trolls should have the block skill now. The problem is, in this particular matchup, that this Underworld team is fresh, and it's up against a leveled Dwarven team. I still think a better strategy would have been to perhaps go after the fouls and try to remove players that way. Because otherwise it's real tough. It's real tough, even with Claw, it's going to be tough to remove players consistently. You can make that very easy with a foul, and if you have a snotling called off for that, who cares? Two-die block on the troll. Gets a foul here. Looking for the 10 plus. Turn 14 for Subductus. The ball is very secure on the 18-yard line. What to do? I want to be like Doug's not going to give him the free turn this time. So if he wants to stop this score, or if he wants to not lose this game, he's going to have a big play. Failed the really stupid roll with the big guy. The big guy's going to remain prone. Oh, spent a reroll. Spent a team reroll. Failed the loner roll. So the big guy will remain prone. Spent his pass as well. Passing, handoff, and blitzing. These are all things, and fouling. These are things you can only do once per turn. So and you have to declare it first. So he declared the pass with the troll. Failed the really stupid roll. Spent a team reroll. Failed the loner roll, and that means that the troll is going to remain prone, and the pass is spent, and the team reroll is spent. Yeah, he was going to chuck number 2 here. Turn 14 now for I Want to Be Like Doug. Berserker Tempest continuing to mark and play the game. I respect it. I Want to Be Like Doug. Advancing to the 20. They're going to hold out for these 3 turns. We'll see what the Underworld team does. They could just say, you know what? We've lost this game. Let's keep our fragile players safe. Or they could go after this ball. Two-die block on the thrower. Got the POW. Doesn't break armor. Marking the Snotling. Taking it on the corner, though, so the Snotling will still have a positive dodge. Well, not if he's going to get blitzed, I suppose. Gets a good stun on number 5. That leaves nobody left to get anywhere near this ball except the number 12 gutter runner. Turn 15. Just gonna end the turn there. Doesn't see any viable options here. Says the gutter is safe enough. And now turn 15 for I Want to Be Like Doug. We'll see if he has anything that he wants to do. He might go after the gutter runner. Gonna force that Snotling to make as many dodges as possible if that Snotling's going after the ball carrier. Blitz on number 2. 3-die blitz. Got the POW. Looking for some SPP here on the biggest Ragu. Doesn't get it on this blitz. Turn 16 coming up. Circa Tempest seeing if there's any viable option at getting at this ball. He can move 3 with the Snotling. 1, 2, 3. It's a 2+, 2+, 2+. It's probably his best bet. In fact, I think it's his only bet at this point. Snotlings have sidestep as well, so even though they'll take a whole bunch of blocks, so long as that Snotling stays on his feet, he can sidestep and dance around the ball carrier all day long. What might end up happening is if he comes in and marks the ball carrier, Richard Cranium pulls up these dwarves so that the Snotling can't dance around Kevin Bacon. Then he takes the block, and then Kevin Bacon runs in for the score. But still, forces your opponent to roll dice. Gonna take the blitz with the troll, spends the final reroll, gets a pal here on the biggest Ragu, looking for some SPP on the troll. Doesn't get it. Come on, little Snotling, be the hero. Be the hero of the day. Rushes with the gutter. What's the plan there? Is it a foul on the biggest Ragu? He tries to foul the biggest Ragu. It's going to be a 6+ on the foul. Here he goes. 6+ after the rush. Oh, failed the dodge. So he's not going to mark Kevin Bacon. Turn 16. I want to be like Doug's gonna win this one 2-1. There it is. Well done. Fun game to watch. What a super hype first half of this game. And then Richard Cranium with that short kick was able to recover this ball and keep the momentum going. They win this one 2-1 this evening. Well done. And with that win, Richard Cranium's I Want to Be Like Doug, they advance into 4th place. 2-1-1 is their record. We have another game coming up tonight in just about 50 minutes. And that is going to be Stairway to Nuffle versus Nevaguna. That's El Nubarino versus Chime. Another Underworld team versus the Orcs. I'm sorry, not 50 minutes, 9:30. I'm sorry, 9:30. So it'll be at 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. So that's not 50 minutes. it's an hour 20 minutes. The stream will start up at 9:05. And then there'll be a 15-minute countdown before our 10-minute pregame. And then we'll get into that game at 9:30. So that's coming up in a little bit. We will cut the stream here, and then we'll just restart it in about 55 minutes. Old Gamer Mike says, how much SPP do they get? I wish I could tell you, but there's a regression in Blood Bowl 3 where if you're watching a team, you can't see the stats. You used to be able to, but you can't see them anymore, so I don't know. Yeah, but that'll do it for this game. We have another game coming up tonight. It'll kick off in again in about 54 minutes from now. Game is scheduled to begin at 9:30, but the stream will start about 54 minutes from now. We will cut this stream off, and then we'll pick it back up then. Fun game to watch. I love this game. Well played by both coaches. A lot of fun to watch. It can be real difficult too. Like again, we talked about how the Underworld team was a fresh team up against this skilled up Dwarven team. Dwarves can be real frustrating to play against, and it's real fun. And I respect it a lot when coaches go after these teams, maybe as the underdog, right? On paper, it can be difficult to figure out what the strategy is, and you try different things. And it's one of the things I love about gaming in general is just watching how people play, watching how people adapt and react. So props and kudos to both coaches. It was a lot of fun for me to watch. But that'll be it Berserker Teva says yes, they are. They are indeed. That'll be it for this one. We'll see you back here in about 50-ish minutes or so from now. I'm not even going to do the outro. I'm going to get a drink of water. We'll see you back here in about 50 minutes.